Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Evan and this is Sense or Sense. And today I'm going to give you an update on the saga at Fidelity with the 16-day business hold on most check deposits as well as some other deposits that people are reporting. Over the last couple months, I've brought you several videos about this issue at Fidelity, and I followed up with Fidelity now. This is the second time. And I wanted to bring you what they've said to me recently, as well as give you some data points that some of my viewers have given me over the last 6 weeks or so to help you guys better understand what's going on. And finally, I'm going to give you my take on what I think everybody should be doing with their Fidelity accounts at this point. So let's dive into it. First of all, I want to say that I reached out to Fidelity recently, and the response was pretty much the same as the last time. There is no additional information that they're going to be sharing at this point. It's still a fraud-related issue. I'm not sure why it affects every single person's account with regards to incoming checks and incoming ACHs in some cases as well, given some of the data points that I've seen from some of my viewers. But one thing is for certain, I talked to Fidelity, one of their higher-up representatives, and he basically told me that the way to avoid this, and this is the key part of this, is to make sure that you, quote, push all funds from other accounts into your Fidelity account, end quote. Now, you can read something into this ultimately, and you can say, well, I might have had some of my funds frozen that were moved over this way. I've seen data points out there that say that this isn't necessarily the way to do it, but ultimately this is directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I've actually gone out there and personally done this multiple times with multiple different accounts through Chase as well as Schwab and a couple of other smaller bank accounts that I have, and I've had no issues whatsoever with pushing funds from those other accounts. So again, a push means that the funds come from the outside bank into your Fidelity account. And if you want to be ultra safe, I would say if you have another Fidelity account besides the cash management account, which seems to be the biggest contributor to this problem with the holds, is I would actually push the money into, say, a regular brokerage account and then internally move the money from that brokerage account over to my cash management account. I've actually done both. I've sent money over to my regular brokerage account as well as sending money directly, pushing money directly from Chase and Schwab into my cash management account without any issues. And I'm talking about anywhere between $500, $2,500, $5,000. I just did a $4,500 transaction the other day. It had no issues. So from that perspective, I see no issues with this. Now, again, I'm a long-term Fidelity customer. I've had the cash management account open. I've dealt with them with regards to some of their fraud detection and talk to them about making sure that they have all the information in place that I need with Fidelity in order to not have any holds on my account. Although they told me that paper checks, through the app as well as depositing at Fidelity locations would also incur that hold still. So I think there's something to be said about calling Fidelity about your own specific situation and talking to someone and maybe even getting placed on hold with the fraud prevention team, the fraud team, and ultimately talking to them and making sure that they can verify all of your information to reduce the amount of holds that there might be on some of your funds. Now, some of my viewers have said that they've had ACHs held, they've had multiple accounts frozen, they've had the inability to move funds from the cash management account to other accounts. I haven't seen any of this since back in August when all of my accounts were frozen. That was in one of the videos that I'll link in the description below. That was actually my first issue with Fidelity with regards to this, kind of my first video on it as well. And I haven't had any issues then, but I've also talked to their fraud prevention team, and I've talked to multiple agents, and I believe that they may have determined that all of the funds that I have coming in and out are okay at this point. I'm not really sure what made them determine that, but I haven't had any issues with my accounts in several months now. So I wanted to bring you guys that. Some of my other data points say that other people are corroborating the whole pushing of the funds from other accounts over. I've seen certain people say that they've had issues with pretty much everything, and I am uncertain as to what that might be causing that. Maybe they have some new accounts. Maybe the cash management account might be new. It tends to be a red flag in Fidelity's system if you have any new accounts whatsoever. It doesn't matter if you have, a bunch of older accounts, but if you have a new account and you start transacting in it, it's going to cause them to throw a bunch of flags and possibly lock up your entire account or accounts in general. So if you plan on opening a new account, or you have just recently opened a new account and you need to be making transactions into that new account, I'd really suggest that you call and talk to them directly and get some additional information. It's very frustrating, I know. I appreciate you guys giving me the love and subscribing to the channel. I'm sorry I can't bring you more information than what they've given me, but I wanted to give you somewhat of an update. And then finally today, I wanted to tell you guys that I think that this will probably take several months to pan out. I would be surprised if anything gets resolved until well into the new year. Unfortunately, Fidelity has just said over and over again, this is fraud related. I think they lost quite a bit of money to some fraudsters, and this is their way of locking it down, even though there are ways for the fraudsters to get away with it anyway. I don't agree with it. I think it's frustrating. I don't like the fact that they don't disclose this ahead of time. They're being non-transparent, and for that, shame on you, Fidelity. I'm keeping my accounts there for now because I transact in them and don't seem to have this issue any longer. But I could fully understand people pulling money if they can't have access to their money for 16 business days. And without any additional information on when it might end, I don't know. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Thanks for the support as always. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again. See you next time.